riot had already started, the torches were lit, so to speak. There was no time to consume that report. The people weren't going to douse their fires and read the report. I am putting out in all cases, and I did it before Ferguson, I did it in the Brelo case, we're putting out, if a police officer kills a fellow citizen and they're looking for immunity under the law, then the citizen, the rest of the citizens should have the opportunity to examine that investigation as it occurs, know what the actual facts are, consider that evidence in formulating their opinion and doing something about it. If you wait for a trial, or it often takes years, if you wait to the end of appeals, it takes many years, and the opportunity for reform or lessons to learn are lost. We're putting the facts out on all of these cases. We've done an investigation, and we put the facts out, the reports out, and I believe I've reviewed 15 use of deadly force cases since 2012. They're on our website. They're going to continue to be on our website in our reports. We're going to put the police reports, we're going to put the scientific reports, the expert reports. So we have facts, not falsehoods, that happen in Ferguson. The culture of secrecy develops problems, and we squander the opportunity for correction and reform.
So, Prosecutor McGinty, if you are releasing information that the grand jury is hearing, then we know you have released that information, and the grand jury, some of the information, some of the testimony has been released. So why won't you answer then questions?
You're getting reports, not testimony. Testimony is when
some of those
a citizen walks into the grand jury and sits down, raises the right hand to the Almighty, takes an oath under the pains and penalty of perjury, and answers the questions of the grand jurors. That's testimony. We cannot, by law, release the testimony of witnesses. There's reasons for the secrecy proceeding in our Constitution of the United States and our Constitution of the State of Ohio for secrecy in the grand jury. We want to encourage people to come in, be able to tell the truth without intimidation, and in the search for the truth.
Right. So some people have said that the secrecy of the grand jury process is in question because of the fact that some of that evidence has come to light. So should we understand that the grand jury process is closed or not closed?
The opposite group was complaining when we released it in the past, so they're switching sides. The far right is switching with the far left. And they're complaining. They're taking turns.
Well, I want to.
Thank you. You have a question.
The responsibility of the grand jury is to weigh all the evidence presented to them and make a determination if they feel there's enough evidence to proceed to trial, correct?
Correct.
It's
probable cause for
your ultimate decision whether to prosecute that, though, correct?
It is their decision. If there is an indictment, there will be a prosecution.
So the grand jury directs the prosecutor, not vice versa? Correct.
The grand jury has the decision-making control, and I have given it to them, right? That in all cases, in this kind of case, in all normal cases, they have it anyhow. If there's a murder accusation, a rape accusation, they hear the evidence and decide whether or not there'll be a trial, basically, if there's evidence sufficient to meet the probable cause standard.
I'm not trying to minimize your office, but we're so used to television.
Yes.
And on television, it always looks like the prosecutor makes the final decision whether to take this to trial or not. You're telling me that the grand jury directs you?
The grand jury says true bill or no bill, and we.
And if they say bill,
they say true bill, there's a prosecution.
Absolutely,
it has to be prosecuted. They say no bill, there's no prosecution, unless further evidence is developed and it's taken back to the grand jury.
And the integrity of that when they're going on public field trips that are leaked to the media.
Well, we didn't leak anything to the media. I saw one TV.
Right, they got mixed.
One TV got some type of tip or something, and we don't know how, but it's harmless. I mean, when you have a group walking and not speaking to looking at a crime scene. We did it in the morning so we would avoid the media. One TV company somehow found out and got there from a cab company or however they may have figured it out. I hardly would say that attack the integrity of the grand jury system. You saw the feet of the grand jurors. You didn't talk to a grand jury. You didn't hear from a grand juror.
Well, we know that there are 10 cameras on there, and
10 cameras and where? There was one television camera. They will not get. No one will get the cameras of the grand jury walking around from the Goodell Center. If that's what you're thinking.
Well, I mean, Cadell has them.
they will not release them. We're not releasing pictures of grand jurors. Grand jurors cannot be questioned, they cannot be, who's gonna be a grand juror if we're gonna have the media bothering them, attacking them at their home?
I'm not suggesting that you should, I'm just questioning how you can maintain the
We
integrity
have-
of the secrecy of the grand jury.
Well,
If they're
what
going
would
out
you have
public
us
and
do? Should not the grand jury be able to go out and look at a crime scene or where important incidents took place? What should we do? Hood them?
It's either secret or it's not.
Well, how do
And
you
when-
get them out there in secret? Why don't you tell me? How do you get them, and I'll learn from you.